is an emotional one. And I know if we start crying, I know you've gone through it. He spent 22 years in jail. He went to jail at the age of 16.
I'm not an ex-convict.
Okay.
Because I was acquitted and discharged.
Oh, fantastic.
By the appeal court. I was at my maternal home at Umkwe in Imo State. So suddenly I saw a group of people coming into the compound, pointing at me directly that they are looking for me. I looked at them, they were police officers. I said, what's the problem? They said they are looking for me. My mother had to come out and shout. They said, Mommy, you should stay away. That this is not your matter. That the person they are looking for, they have seen him. So others were bringing the 50,000 to the release. Actually, I told my mother, we don't have any money. We are poor. Where will you have 50,000 for me to be released? So all along I was in the police cell for about 3 months. The same IPO now came out, Sergeant Okon. He now said that he wants to take me to Ngwaland at Abia State. I told him for what? He said he's taking me to a native doctor's house. For a native doctor to go and prove
that you were innocent.
That I am innocent or not innocent. Then he can now release me.
As a policeman?
A Nigerian police, a serving police. Now they took me to Aba in Ngwaland. There the native doctor bring out his...
he was not joking?
He was not joking. Wow. There the native doctor bring out his calabash shrine and now start invoking his invocations. After the invocations, he now told them that he saw me not guilty. That his hand is off from this innocent blood. He brought out a white basin filled with water and brought out a alligator pepper. Chew it. So I should open my eyes. I opened my eyes. He spit the alligator pepper on my eyes. Wow. So I closed my eyes and opened it. When I opened it, he said that I am innocent of the matter. That if I'm not innocent of the matter, the alligator pepper will now close my eyes. Not after about a month and 2 weeks. He now said, okay, that what he has to do, since others have brought 50,000 to the release, and I don't want to bring, he will take me to court.
Wow.
He now arranged a file and brought me out and put me in a station wagon. In that station wagon, I saw other 7 boys.
And you know them?
I don't know them. So I was remanded in the prison custody. That was 1999. I was remanded 23rd of February, 1999, in Owerri prison custody. I was there about 4 months after. They now came again and said that they have brought a proceedings that I have to go to court. So he delayed the matter not until 2010.
10 years after.
10 years after. He finally decided to rule the matter. He sentenced me and 4 others to death. So, of a capital charge of armed robbery.
Welcome back. This is still Teens Time. My name is Auntie Chichi, and if you're just joining us, we've been talking about a very pathetic case. Sometimes I don't want to feel sad about a lot of things that are happening in Nigeria, but this is true life story. This is not storytelling. This is a true life story of a young man, a young boy, because he was a boy. He was just 16. He was just 15 going to 16, when he got wrongly picked up, let me put it that way, and then the miscarriage of justice took place. This is the height of it, taking a juvenile. And I mean, this is even totally, I don't have lawyers here to try to analyze it, but we're talking about a teenager, and I know as this is a teenage show, I want you to also pay attention beyond us getting emotional about his story. I want you to also be able to learn the moral story, the moral thing, that is underlying with his story. And he mentioned that he wasn't close to God. He mentioned he was going with wrong crowd, and it was part of the things that got him to where he is. And I believe that life is about I don't know what to say. I'm trying to look for words, but this is sad. And I know there are a lot of young people. When you were in cell, there were a lot of other young people that were there. The kitchen was also a teenager.
Yeah.
It's sad. And I know that there are so many teenagers, young adults that are in cell for nothing they know nothing about, for issues they know nothing about. But just because maybe their parents don't have the resources, they don't have the capital know-how, they don't know the right people, we end up losing our kids. But the thing there that I'm getting out is being with the wrong crowd. When people, because they say people judge us by a lot of things, and I want to believe, because that was why I was asking, how there are so many kids in the village, why will it be you? Apparently they assume that you go with the wrong crowd, so automatically you should be a bad boy. Okay, before I go back to my guest, and I know that my co-hosts, these are my co-hosts, I know that you guys have questions for him, so let's get our questions ready. This is the newspaper publication that your brother did when he came back.
Yeah.
You talked about your brother trying to do something.
Yeah.
I can't believe, look at this young, promising teenager, and please don't hang my son. So apparently the judgment was...
Yeah, the judgment of the appeal court. Yeah, the judgment of the appeal court now comes up when the trial happened. So the lawyer now filed a counter appeal of the lower court, of the high court that convicted me, that they have to...
conviction was that...
Yeah, that they have to try back the matter.
And the conviction was that you are going to be...
Hanged.
Yeah.
I was condemned to date. So I was on a waiting hanged man until any day they would say, come, let them go and hang you.
Nothing you know nothing about.
Yeah, for nothing I just don't know about. I was pure and innocent soul. So
I'm looking at your mother. This is your mother, Mrs. Udofia.
Yeah, that is my mother.
At the age of 60.
Yeah.
There's a 60-year-old woman's plea.
Yeah.
To the governor, to the then governor of Imo State.
Yeah, by then.
Wow. Look at this young man. Look at his picture. This is unbelievable.
So when we were waiting for the trial, the judgment was also going on. Not until when the judgment now came up that I am acquitted and discharged.
That happened what year?
That happened this year, on 24th of April. 24th of April 2020, this year.
Let me interrupt you a bit.
Okay.
What happened in these 22 years of your life? What were you doing in prison? What were you doing with your time?
Okay.
What was going through your mind? At some point, did you lose it? Did you feel like there was no hope?
Actually, when I stepped into the death row, when I was in prison, when I was in ATM,
help us explain the ATM.
Yeah, the ATM is awaiting trial.
Okay.
Where the person has not been convicted. Yeah, that person is waiting for a trial of the case.
How long did you stay?
I stayed at ATM for 10 years, waiting for the trial of Pascal Nadi. Then he finally judged the matter and convicted me by sending me to Port Harcourt Maximum Prison, awaiting hanged man for the conviction of a condemned, which he gave to me. So actually, in the prison there, we have a lot of works. Like people plays football, people goes to carpentry, tailoring, and other things. But my mind, at the convention, my mind was not stable to do anything except worshiping God when I goes to church.
Wow.
That was the only place I was looking to have my liberation. So
So you were talking about giving your life in 2017.
Yeah.
Okay. And at that point,
I
a lot of
was
things started changing.
Yeah. So when my brother told me that this is time for prayer, and this is not time for joking, because actually I play football. But when my brother told me this thing, I abandoned everything. I forgot about football, and I was focusing on worshiping God in church. Today I can pray, today I can sing, and I can also hold a congregation.
Wow.
So these are part of things I've learned through my being in death row there. Because when you may be at ATM, you will not be serious in close to God. But when things like that comes to you, it shocks your life.
Absolutely.
Somebody coming to kill you where you did not do anything. It looks somehow. So I have to embrace Christ.
Was there a time like you were crying every time? I just want to know what happened, when you were still like a teenager, 16, 17, 18, 19. What happens when you stay in jail? You know that I'm supposed to be with my mother. I'm supposed to be with my friends, with my parents, with my siblings. What used to go through your mind, especially at night when everywhere is quiet? Do you usually feel like depressed? So I want to know what...
Yeah, sometimes I don't have joy in me. You understand? Sometimes I don't have joy in me because when I remember I'm not supposed to be here, sometimes I go and sit aside and start shedding tears, calling on God to come and save me out.
Okay, I want to hear from you guys. What do you have questions for him?
You said you were charged to court in 2010.
Yeah.
So I may not know a lot about courts and laws, but I believe for a judge to charge you to court, the person must have an evidence against you. So what evidence did they have against you to charge you to court?
Thank you. There were no appropriate evidence. The only thing they were holding in hand, it was one Ikechukwu, a juvenile also, which the complainants, Anyam Oshigwe, plot him into the case by telling him to tell the police that he saw me and my gang coming to rob him.
Wow.
So it was just based on hearsay?
Hearsay.
Word of mouth.
Yeah. And the same Ikechukwu also came to the court and told the trial judge, Pascal Enadi, that this statement here, that they said I did it, was arranged by the police and told me to sign.
He told them?
Yeah, he told...
They discarded it?
Yeah, the trial judge didn't take the evidence in chief. He said it's afterthought.
Wow.
He said it was afterthought.
Do you guys have...
Okay. You said in 2017, that's when you gave your life to
Christ. Yeah.
And things started changing.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to know, immediately you gave your life to Christ, what was the experiences and everything? What started happening in your life at that moment?
Yeah, things that start happening in my life is such things like I was having some kind of visits, people visiting me.
Wow.
Party time, people did not visit me. I didn't have visits.
Wow.
But sometimes I start having visits.
So people started remembering
Yes,
you.
people started remembering me.
Wow.
And then my matter also was being looked to.
Wow. Wow.
Like I said, at the High Court, the court that I was at the ATM, it was delaying the matter. But in this appeal court now, the matter was moving on smoothly. There was no more kind of adjourning 6 months, 8 months. The adjournment was not up to at least one month. Even when they wanted to rule the matter, they told me that the judgment will come up 90 days, that is 3 months. But as God might have done it, the judgment came under 2 weeks.
Wow. Wow.
God is
Yeah.
Wow.
And actually, the judgment was taken once, not by adjoining it to call up the judgment again. They just read the judgments for once.
Do you have a question for him?
Were you saying when the policemen came to carry you, when they came to take you,
Yeah.
no village member of yours, like the king, was interested in your case, or maybe the
Any authority?
yes.
Yeah, it was this Operation Bang. People that came close, they drove them away. They used rifle to chase them away. Tell them they don't want anybody around. They just took me inside the station wagon
And
boots.
even understanding that your sister came to disturb and they arrested
They
her.
arrested them.
I mean, a
So
lot of people.
people with
I don't know. I mean, this is a very sad case. I want you to give advice to teenagers. You know, I know that you have already said, you've talked about teenagers getting close to God.
Yeah.
You've talked about bad friends, but are
Yeah.
there other advice that you would want to tell our audience?
Yeah, the advice I have to give to not only teenagers, but to people in the world is muchly people should key to advice. Whenever advice comes, they should key to it. Both from young, both from old. A young person can give an old person an advice and you take it and do good things about it.
Absolutely.
Not just saying you are a teenager, why should you give me an advice? I'm older than you, I know things more than you. Then you being a teenager, if an older one gives you an advice, you take it and make good things out of it. Because once we are born into this world to meet with people, they are good, they are bad. That means they are good people, they are bad people. So they are you will meet bad people that will lead you into bad lives. You understand? They are life they will even want to kill you too. You don't want. But moving with them has given an identification that you are just with this kind of people.
Yes.
So if anything happens, people may suspect you, or people may raise a voice that you are among while you are innocent. So the advice I can actually give to teenagers and also people is they always key to advice and move closer to God. Muchly giving your life to Christ. Because if you go to church, you will learn a lot about repentance and how to
And the repentance has to be genuine.
and how to live your life.
Yeah.
How to live your life. Like today they are kind of my brothers that stays at home. They don't allow anybody to visit them except you are called for the invitation. Or you are just a kind of someone that say, okay, I want to come and see you.
Yes.
You can't go and visit him. He said he does not want problem.
Exactly.
A kind of a thing. You don't want problem. You don't want anybody to come and raise a falsely hand on him.
Yes.
So it's not that he does not.
That's already put fear.
Yeah.
Level of fear.
Yeah.
I want to ask you.
Okay.
Were you at some point bitter with the people, the Sergeant Okon, the Ikechukwu ones? Were you at some point very bitter and you told yourself, if I ever leave this prison, I'm going to revenge? Did it ever cross your mind?
That was when I was in the ATM. You know, if things happen to you and you are innocent of it, your mind will be boiled.
Yeah.
But when I gave my life to Christ, I forgive everybody.
Wow.
I forgive everybody. They are not in my mind anymore. I'm telling you the truth. They are not in my mind, because if I have them in my mind, I'm not a Christ-like. I forgive them all. I forgive them all.
I mean, do you guys have words? I'm struggling to.
Yeah, I think I just have one more question.
Okay.
So, you're out of prison now. How have you been able to pick up the remaining pieces of your life and say, okay, I'm not going to let this stop me. I'm going to make something out of my life. How have you been able to do that? Have you been able to persist despite of what happened to you in your 22 years old?
Yeah, like right now, I don't have a home. Why I say I don't have a home is that I don't have a place of my own. You understand? I'm lodging in someone's house right now. You understand? Even the clothes I put on, someone gave it to me. You understand? So I don't have anything doing for now.
Do
I'm
you
just
think
at home.
you have lost greater part of your life?
No, I'm alive. I'm alive. I really believe much are still coming my ways. I really believe.
Thank you so much. You
Thank
are you're an inspiration. I mean, anybody watching you who is maybe there feeling like my life, there's no meaning, I want to end my life, I want to commit suicide. I believe listening to you today, people should understand that if you have life, you have a lot.
Hello.
You also talked about forgiveness. There are so many of us going with so much bitterness over things that don't even make sense.
It's not good.
But I mean, someone wrongly put you in jail for
22 years.
22 years.
Yeah.
And you talking about forgiveness, I think I'm lost for words. Thank you.
Sorry. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.
And I mean, abroad, I know I've watched a lot of cases like this where the government compensates people for this kind of things. Is there any way they are talking about compensating you for wrongly putting you behind bars?
No, nobody have done it. Nobody.
I wish the government. I mean, this is a show that is widely watched, and if you're watching and you really want to help him, you talked about squatting with someone wearing someone else's clothes. If it's led in your heart to help him, please, I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm struggling to talk. I mean,
So it's okay.
thank you, and I'm grateful that you're doing this. You know, talking to teenagers, giving them this opportunity to listen to your story. I'm not sure that we've had people who have gone through this in Nigeria. I watch a lot of it abroad, but in Nigeria, I think you may probably be one of the fewest people that will be doing this, and I think you deserve an award. And I'm going to push for it. You deserve a national award. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you, and trust me, your life is just about to begin. A lot of good things will come your way. You will not even remember the years that you have lost. God bless you so much, sir.
Bless you too.
This is Teens Time. My name is Auntie Chichi, and I believe the story would have touched you one way or the other. As a teenager, just like you said, make sure that you take advice from people. There's a saying in my place that goes that what an adult will see sitting down, even if you climb the ladder, you will never see it. Don't run away from advice. Don't run away from people that would guide you. I hope the story would have inspired you. Don't go into cultism. Don't join the wrong gang. Don't be at the wrong place at the right, even if it's at the right time, but don't be at the wrong place. As a young person, find yourself, focus on what matters. And there are too many things to say, but I hope the story will inspire you. Thank you so much for watching. Until we'll come your way next week. I love you. God bless you.